Welcome to my look at Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And this film was intended to mark a new direction for the franchise, and while that direction didn't get the reception studio was hoping for, it's still quite the interesting topic. So, let's open it up. This time, the late Danny Steinman is at the helm, and previously directed a handful of other horror works. They are the previous year's Savage Streets, 1980's The Unseen, and 1973's High Rise, before which he made other pseudonyms. He also co-wrote the script alongside Martin Kittrosen, a recurring franchise scribe who's had quite a few credits in the years since, and David Cohen, who would later write and direct the following years Hollywood Zap and pen 1990's little known The Treasure. It's okay, I just remember that existed too. There will be more to unpack over the sequel, so let's get started. Picking up where the previous film left off, Tommy Jarvis, played by John Shepard, is in a halfway house after his encounter with Jason, played by an uncredited Tom Warga. Corey Feldman, apart from prologue or archive footage from the last movie, is otherwise not appearing in this film. Cast naturally has lots of fresh meat, or faces, to play here. Let's go over them real quick. Pam Roberts, played by Melanie Kinnaman. Reggie Winter, played by Shavar Ross. His grandfather George Winter, played by Vernon Washington. There's also Dr. Matt Letter, played by Richard Young, and Chef Cal Tucker, played by Margot St. John. Rounding these out is Robin Brown, played by Juliet Cummins, and Ethel Hubbard, played by Carol Locatel. Harry Manfredini is as good as ever to score the film, and while Savini wasn't available, Martin Becker's work on makeup does fine in Tom's stead. There's more to address as we go, so let's stop delaying the inevitable. Halfway house in the remote area of Pinehurst, and Pam is assistant director of the place. Meeting Dr. Letter, it's clear Tommy isn't the same as the events of the last movie. Also, the place works on the honor system with no guards. What could go wrong? Of course, on top of this movie having one of the highest body counts for the franchise, also planning a consumption and screwing each other's heads off to compound the body count. Classic. It's also one of the most sweary installments, so it definitely earns the R rating. Admittedly, the movie takes a while to get going. The inciting incident is of course the first of many deaths. This time, the first to fall is the talkative glutton Joey Burns, played by Dominic Rossica. The one that does the deed is Vic Faden, played by Mark Venturini. He won't be the last, and even though he lost his parents, I hope he finds Mr. Gerbar some other place. Naturally, the next two to fall are a couple greasers with car trouble. Vinny, played by Anthony Barreel, and Pete, played by Corey Parker. The former getting an emergency flare down the throat is a pretty creative kill. I do give credit where it's due to DP Stephen L. Posey and editor Bruce Green. Back at Pinehurst, Tommy's grappling with his past, and not even prescription can make it stop. Morgan also plays Roy, who is not the Fire Emblem character either. At breakfast, we're introduced to Eddie, played by John Robert Dixon. Let's just say Tommy does not appreciate the greeting. Elsewhere, I do like how the hill folk act as a red herring for the killer, as when the man who shows up to clean the chicken coop. That night, a party by the lake is set up for our next couple victims. Billy, played by Bob D. Simoon, and Lana, played by Rebecca Wood Sharkey. Looks like they puffed when they should have passed. The next morning, Tommy is still dismayed, and as the bodies pile up, the sheriff naturally blames Jason, much to the mayor's chagrin. Something tells me Eddie's tomfoolery just ready to stand in the hit list, especially if they're rolling numbers more than one. Eddie is iced, popped along a tree like an overripe tangerine, along with Tina, played by Debbie Sue Voorhees, fitting, and our chicken coop cleaner Raymond, played by Sonny Shields. As Reggie goes to see his brother, he carpools with Tommy and Pam. Told to get White House McPhee's about Hulu event at any rate. His brother, the Damon, played by Miguel A. Nunez Jr., has a lover named Aina, played by J.R. Fields. Nice jewelry, Damon. It would be a shame if something happened to it. Tommy runs afoul of Junior, and there's not much I can say about this fight. Pam wisely decides to take time back to Pinehurst, and as Damon hits the outhouse, he and Anita are next. Matt and George are also missing, and it's Ethel and Junior next on the list. Prefer my Stu, who without the head inside. Pam's truck stalls, and Jake, played by Jerry Pavlon, is coming more and more off like a real creeper. Let's just say he doesn't make it with anyone. One by one, the horde of Pinehurst gets ever thinner. To paraphrase Poe Dameron, somehow Jason has returned. Pam is able to find Reggie before anything happens, and seems she's our final girl this time. Not as good as the last movie I covered for this franchise. This final scene at Pinehurst is actually not that bad. I do find Reggie's save with a bulldozer amusing. Now that's a killdozer. While it seems that Jason has been sent back to the grave from where he came after a clash with Chainsaw Pam, Tommy's the one to finish him off by throwing him from the barn, her in second story. Yet, he also ends up inheriting his title at the hospital, throwing clothes on a horrified Pam, confronted by a masked Tommy with a blade in his hands, who was clearly set up as sort of Legs' character. As I will explain, that didn't happen. Though the movie made money at the box office, taking in $22 million on a budget a tenth of that, remains a bit of an odd beast in the franchise. The subtitle of A New Beginning suggested that others would take the stage going ahead, but this film's short theatrical run and polarized reception made it so that didn't happen. We'll talk more another time, but for now, I will say this. Not my favorite installment, it's one I file under flawed necessary experiments. Neither in particularly good work, nor entertainingly bad installments. It's middle of the road and held waste by 92 minutes. My rating is 2 out of 4. Next up, when I look at this franchise Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. That's all for now. Take care.